So the Regulatory Reform Order 2002, um, it gave people, and this is a refresher for people because I'm sure people are aware of it. Um, I wanted to include it because we've had some people that have said that they didn't know about it. Very few, but we've had people that have said to us, "We didn't know about it. Um, can you include it?" So, Regulatory Reform Order 2002, it gave a general power to introduce other policies. So it gave power to help with DFGs with renewal, with repairs and adaptations. Um, it extended the scope of adaptations and helped people to make the process easier. It did that by through grants and loans, and also via housing improving. You could do it via housing improvement agency or other delivery partners. Can I just say to people this, just while we're on the Regulatory Reform Act, that or order, that we do have foundations have training. So if you've got any new staff that maybe are unaware of the policies, um, that we have the training and it's on the foundation's website. So going on to the next slide, um, following on from the RRO, there was the package of changes, 2008. Um, so this actually changed the way that DFG funds could be used. There was more relaxation. There was the removal of the ring fence in 2010, but it definitely helped people to be more flexible, more creative, and obviously it had an impact on the clients to keep them safe and well at home, so they could stay at home. One of the aims was to reduce the bureaucracy with grant admin, and also there was a fast track scheme for low level adaptations. So, just some examples of the RRO. Um, it helped to revise the means test. Some authorities have actually removed the means test. That it could include grants that are over £30,000. Um, there is also, it was linked to hospital discharge plans. Um, you can include within the RRO, and there's lots of things you can include. Um, you can include preventative adaptations, e.g., for dementia. One of the things, dementia grants. Repairs can be included. You can remove hazards. Um, there's pooled funding that you can include with different lots of money that can be included for minor and major adaptations. Um, and also help, which is important, and support to move, for people to move home if their home isn't suitable. So the next slide. In order for local authorities to actually use the RRO, so 2002, um, a formal policy setting, um, or formal policy is needed. So it sets out how the authority intends to use the powers. I'm actually working with a colleague of mine on a RRO policy at the moment. Foundations get involved with um, developing RRO policies, depending on what the client needs. Um, the RRO actually has to give notice to the public that the policy is in force. um, so what is needed is actually a summary document on request. So if anybody asks for it, I suppose what I need to say is that, oh, could we go on to the next slide, please? Um, I mean, obviously I'd like to talk about it because this is a refresher, but what I need to say to people is there's 92.5%, according to our statistics, because we actually collect the statistics um, from the local authorities, and we actually collect the statistics and give it to the Department of Housing, Ministry of Housing. But 92.5% of local authorities have a regulatory reform order policy. So I suppose the question that I would put out to everybody, is there anybody? I don't know if anyone's going to put their hand up, but is there anyone that knows that they don't have one? How do you manage? Another question is, if you have a policy, how does it help you? I think that's the last slide. May we go back to the other setting, please? Thank you. Thanks, Dan.